that we are looking for is for God to answer our own personal requests, hit our own individual needs, and attend to our own individual cares. And the truth of the matter is, even though it may not be articulated verbally throughout service, each of us individually are sitting here unpacking what we came in here with, hoping and praying that somebody would preach it or sing about it so that we might find relief. And we tend not to really get engaged until we feel relief. Now, I got to be honest with you that I understand it. When you don't have an outlet in your life that allows you to deposit the problems that you encounter, then you do carry them until you get before God. But I guess my dilemma really is, why weren't you before God before you came in here?
Amen.
What occurred? What's happening? What has set itself up as a priority that God can't set himself up in your life in such a relevant way that you have to wait till you get into the sanctuary? Now I'm just talking. I can't help those last couple of words in a text that we're all familiar with, in a manner in which I had no plan on addressing until this very moment. I'm teaching them to obey everything I commanded you.
Everything. Yeah, everything.
It's almost as if, as believers, we need to sign up to face obstinates. We need to build up a resistance and a tolerance for the intolerant. We need to have extra grace in order to deal with the offenses of life.
Amen. Amen.
And here's the thing. That if Christ is instructing us to teach others to obey, then that means that they're not willing to do it until you show up. And if the church is not a building but us collective, then this is not a command to the building, but to you and I.
That's right. That's right.
All right, walk with me. I'm trying to walk this tightrope and then maybe get back to my notes. Green, in other words, what God is saying to us is that I have called you to gather in order to learn how to deal with being offended.
Amen.
What you all share in common, more than any individual concern you came in here with, is the fact that you have been so offended that Christ could not go forward. Proof. If Christ could go forward, then you wouldn't have waited until you got in here to worship Him. But obviously, something or someone has got you so stuck on you that you could not release your command. Help me.
Hallelujah.
So at some point, we've got to develop enough Teflon as a result of our testimony.
Amen. Amen.
That we still are able to do his will.
Hallelujah. Amen.
And our individual offenses, the things that tick us off and get under our skin and piss us off. The kids are downstairs. Let's act like adults. We've got to learn how to quickly get over them.
Yes.
Real peace there.
Because the reality is, tomorrow ain't promised.
Amen.
Come on, Pastor.
Help me, Jesus.
Say so. Hallelujah.
That's all right.
And every day you waste waiting to get to the sanctuary in order to praise
Come on.
Preach, preacher.
is an ignorance to the fact that you believe you're going to see tomorrow.
My.
And I thank God and I praise God for Corrine's testimony, where she shared that in just the last couple of months, there have been interruptions to the pattern of her life that have threatened it.
Mercy.
So you can't wait.
No.
You can't afford to be so offended that you don't do what it is that he commanded.
Hallelujah. Amen.
So teaching them to obey means that I come in ready to be offended. Okay, I guess the question now is, where do I come in ready to get offended? Now, I'd love to be able to say that the only place that you have to worry about being offended is the sanctuary.
No. Nope. Preach and teach.
I'd love to be able to say that you won't be offended in here.
Amen.
But the reality is,
Preach, preacher.
so where do I go? That I must be ready to be offended
Bro,
every day.
every day.
Yes.
Teach.
I have to wake up every moment, every morning, with the mindset of Christ.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
To be completely misunderstood. To be completely abused. To be completely misused.
Yeah.
To be thought of different than who I am. And be treated that way as well. Let me just pause parenthetically, because we're here at the end of the Gospel of Matthew, which means that this is the end of his testimony of the good news, and this is Jesus coming back after the resurrection, instructing them what they're supposed to do. So if anybody had a right to be offended at the point of our text, it was Christ. They didn't just talk about him at this point.
Yeah.
They didn't just misunderstand him. He had already gone through the point where he had asked, who do men say that I am?
That's right. That's right.
And not only did the crowds in whom he ministered and worked around not know, but the people who were closest to him didn't know who he was. He'd been walking and living with them for 3 years at the point of the question. It was one thing to ask who are the people at work who they think I am.
Yeah.
But what do you do when the people in your own house
Watch out. Preach, preacher.
Amen.
cram to understand
Come on, Pastor.
who it is, not just who you were, but who you are and who you're becoming?
Come on, Pastor. Come on.
Amen.
Come on, Pastor.
He asked the 12, and only one came out with the right answer. So at the point of our text, Mac, he had already gone through the point of being